Welcome to today's JV football game between the St. Christopher Saints and Norfolk Academy. We got a good one for you today. They played earlier this season, and St. Chris barely topped Norfolk Academy, winning 13-7. But Norfolk Academy, after that loss, has made quite a few adjustments, so they've really been sort of smacking around their opponents. St. Chris has yet to lose in the last 4 years, and we'll see if today's the day, as their starting quarterback, Jacob Carnley, is currently out, being subbed in by Austin Levin. So we'll see what kind of adjustments the two teams have made since their previous matchup and see what kind of game we get.
Today, this is Austin Levin's first game starting, so it's going to be very interesting to see what he can do.
Is that good? That's all I got.
Right now we see the captains of the team, number 4, Davis Mack, number 25, Jack McCoy, and number 7, Chase Baylor out there for the coin toss. There it is, and
Looks like St. Chris has won the toss, and they're going to elect to defer. So Norfolk Academy will receive the ball. So Norfolk Academy is going to get the ball to start the first half, and we'll get this game going.
St. Chris out here on the sideline getting pretty hype. You can see they're ready for this game. They're not going to let Jacob Carnley's injury make the day worse.
That is right. So the Saints are coached by Sherman Horner. He has yet to lose in 4 years, so obviously very successful JV football coach. Norfolk Academy's also had a pretty strong season thus far, only losing 2 games. Yeah. Thank you.
We see number 21 on the kickoff, Colin Schooning. He really has a boot on him and will definitely be playing for varsity pretty soon.
So heading back to receive for Norfolk Academy is number 23, Caleb Doyle. He, in their first matchup, he had quite a day. He's a pretty speedster of a guy. So here's a kick from Tuning to get the game started. Bounce at the 25-yard line and is recovered by number 1, James Benedetto. And he will be brought down shortly after at the 32-yard line, tackled by Chase Baylor and company.
Today we'll be looking at a lot of running from both sides, as Austin Levins will rely on their run game a lot.
Certainly with an inexperienced quarterback, you're going to sort of let him settle in before you give him.
Yeah, and I'm sure as the
A
game
lot of
goes on,
passing
we'll see him
plays.
passing a lot more.
Right. Quarterback for Norfolk Academy is, let's see.
So he passed the first
Lee
play.
Sheeran, and he's going to dump it off to Timmy Butler.
That was brought down by number 8, Devin Stevens, and number 45, Harrison Wood on that play.
So pretty good stop on first down by St. Chris defense, only giving up 1 yard off that passing play. I assume Norfolk Academy is going to come back with a run here, sort of make this make a third down a little more manageable.
You should watch out for St. Chris's defense, because so far this season it's been absolutely insane, just not letting any team score too many points. Oh, but right there we see a great pass.
Sheeran's going to roll out to the right and find Timmy Butler again. Fortunately, when he called it, he was kneeled down, so he'll be marked down. But looks like they're going to give him the first on that. So that's 2 passing plays by Norfolk Academy, which isn't super common for JV football.
Yeah,
But
the defense will definitely have to adjust because they're used to
yeah,
playing a lot of teams that just run the ball
right.
most of the time.
But it just shows the confidence that Norfolk Academy has in their quarterback to make good throws, not turn over the ball. So here's a running play to Caleb.
It's brought down by A.B. Bullock on that play.
Caleb Doyle, gain of 2 there.
Makes it 2nd and 8.
Doyle's going to be getting the ball a lot this game. He's certainly a preferred target of Butler. Norfolk's going to call an audible here. Must see something they don't like. He's going to flip it outside to Doyle. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 50-yard line for a gain of 5. So it'll be a 3rd down and 3 coming up. See what Saints defense is, what they're going to do here.
So far, the Norfolk offense has been showing a lot of variety with a few passing plays, running plays, and now a pitch right here.
Yeah.
They're looking like they're going to keep the D on their toes the whole game.
So Norfolk's got trips left here. See if they're going to run some sort of screen play. Yep, he's looking for Timmy Butler's going to take it himself, and he's going to lose a yard. Push out of bounds by Harrison Wood. That's a big stop for St. Chris defense. Be a 4th and 5, and we'll see what Norfolk Academy decides to do here. They're pretty close to St. Chris territory, so they're not super worried if the ball does get turned over. Like, they're not going to be St. Chris when it starts super close to their end zone. So.
And I think most of the time in JV situations, they don't have a punter with a very strong leg, so they most of the time opt for going on it for the or in the 4th down.
Right, and it looks like they're going to punt it. So a little trickaroo, and back for the Saints is David Johnson. He's going to field the ball, and he's going to take it. It's a nice little return there by David Johnson for about 15. St. Chris will start at their own 40-yard line. And out comes Austin Levin and company. And here's his first start, and we'll see what he does on his first drive. Pretty exciting day for him.
He's probably pretty nervous right now with this first start.
Yeah.
First few plays, we might see just a little bit of, not being warmed up, but I'm sure once he gets, some adrenaline going, he'll be great this game.
We can only hope. So Levin's going to give the ball to Johnson as expected, and he's going to push for a gain of 3. Tackled by number 26, Ben Roberts.
Johnson rushes, tackled by number 26, Ben Roberts.
So we'll be seeing a lot of plays just like that this game. Just some quick runs up the middle, trying to get a few yards.
Yeah. St. Chris definitely takes their time. They're not the kind of team that's just going to chuck the ball down the field. They're really sort of melodic with their drives. So they're going to give the ball back to Johnson. And he's tripped up by number 6, Timmy Butler. Not after getting the first down. So here's a new set of downs for St. Chris as they enter Norfolk Academy's territory. David Johnson definitely one of the. They have quite a few running backs, but David certainly gets a lot of the time.
Mostly it's David Johnson and Harrison Wood running the ball.
So you're going to give the ball back to Johnson. He's going to roll out to the left and attempt to stiff arm number 9, Lee Sheeran. But to no avail, he will be brought down after a gain of 3.
Most of the time, if they put Harrison Wood in the game, they're really relying on some massive running plays because Harrison is mostly just a defender.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
Yeah.
They usually give the ball to Harrison when it's a 3rd or 4th and 1 sort of situation where they just need to plow it up for a yard or 2. So Levin's lined up behind the quarterback. He's going to give the ball to Johnson again. And he's going to push for a gain of 4. Brought down by number 55, Jacob Bacher.
He's making it about 3rd and 4.
Yeah. Johnson's coming off, and in comes Harrison Wood. So we'll see if Coach Sherman Horner opts to pass the ball here, or if he's just going to give it to Harrison. That he will.
Looks like he might have been brought down just a tad bit short.
Yeah.
After he tried to muscle through a few defenders.
St. Chris is going to go quick here and opt to not huddle. Try and catch Norfolk Academy in a little bit of confusion and hopes to get this first down. Levin's going to take it himself. And he's in a big pile, and the pile's being pushed by the O-line, and I think he got the first down there. So the refs are going to spot the ball. And it is a first down. So nice shot by Austin Levin to take that one himself. Not a bad first play for the kid, eh?
That'll give him some confidence for the rest of the game.
So in comes David. St. Chris is going to line up with trips right on the bottom of your screen. First play with Levin in the shotgun, and he's going to flip it to Johnson. He's going to run right and then go back to the left, and he's got plenty of space. So gain of about 12 for David Johnson there on that run.
That was a big play because it looked like at the very beginning he was about to get brought down by a few defenders.
Yeah, he definitely made something out of nothing, just rolling back to the opposite side. So considering St. Chris doesn't have their usual starter in at quarterback, Jacob Carnley, they're making pretty good progress here down the field. So here's the pass to, or the snap to Levin. He's going to give it back to David Johnson, who rushes for a gain of 3 on that play. Brought down by 26, Ben Roberts. So 2nd and 7 here for the St. Chris offense, and in comes Harrison Wood.
Still yet to see a passing play,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure how soon that will come. But right now, St. Chris doesn't really have to change anything because they're getting some good yards off their run.
Yeah. David's got to get off the field. So interesting formation here for the Saints. And they're going to give it to Harrison Wood, who just sort of puts down the shoulder and rushes for a gain of 5. Brought down by Ben Roberts again.
Makes it 2nd and 4. No, 3rd and 4, sorry.
No, this isn't a bad time to run a pass play here.
Definitely fake out the opponents.
Yeah.
Because at this point, they're just expecting runs.
Right. And they're close enough based on previous plays that they will be able to pick up the first down on the ground if they choose to come back to it for 4th down. But they're going to pitch it to Jack McCoy. He's going to rush out to the left side. And he's going to get the first down, brought down at the 10-yard line after a gain of 9. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Saints.
It was a big play for Jack McCoy's very first play of the game.
Yep. Levin lined up behind the center, and he's going to pitch it out to David Johnson. Excuse me, Davis. Who's that?
We see him get some more yards there.
Davis Mack on that run. Sorry about that. For a gain of about 6.
Puts him on the 5-yard line.
So you can sort of just see with all the different running backs that St. Chris has used successfully, the depth they have at that position. And most of the running backs also play wide receiver, so. So here's a snap to Levin, and he's going to give it to Harrison Wood. He's going to lower the shoulder and plow it in for the first touchdown of the game. So not a bad first drive for Austin Levin, getting a touchdown real early. That's definitely how you want to start the game from an offensive perspective.
At this point, I'm not even sure if they'll have to pass the ball at all. Their running's just too strong right now. Even if Norfolk's, assume that it's going to happen, they can't stop it.
Yeah.
Especially with Harrison Wood out there right now. He's just a beast. Too big for anybody to bring him down.
So here comes Kurt George to kick the PAT. And it is good. So nice little kick there from Kurt George. Put St. Chris up 7-0. Certainly Norfolk doesn't have anything to worry about. They're only down by a touchdown, but they definitely want to get something going here on offense. Get a little spark that carries through the rest of the game. Because after that last drive, they really just, obviously they got them to a 4th down scenario, but they didn't successfully stop them. So we'll see if they're able to sort of maybe have a little chat on the sideline and
Nothing that a good.
get it together. Yeah.
A good little coaching talk can get them back into the game, you know. Sometimes just some motivation is all they need.
Yes, sir. So here's a kick from Tuning.
This has changed a lot since the very first game. I remember Colin Tuning was punting and kicking.
And that might have touched the Norfolk guy. He's able to fall on it at the 5-yard line, so Norfolk has got a ways to go. That was Caleb Doyle. Just sort of, the ball just sort of slipped by him. So this, for offense that didn't really have much going for them in the first drive, this is definitely not where they want to start. See if St. Chris defense is able to push them back into their own end zone and add some points to the board. In a tight scenario like this, you're just going to want to, I imagine they're just going to sort of hand it off and try and get out of this position.
Norfolk needs a big run right here.
Yeah, or a pass. And he's
That's
going
what
to
they do.
find number 9, Lee Sharon. That was a nice first pass to get him out of that tight quarters that they were in, pull him up to the 21-yard line. So certainly a lot less pressure and a lot more space to work with.
You can tell that the defense really isn't expecting these passes.
Yeah.
It's rare to find a JV quarterback that has a really strong arm like that.
Yeah. Makes it a little more interesting, though. So here's a snap to Butler. Oh, excuse me. It's actually James Benedetto who's in the game at quarterback. And he looks for Sharon, but incomplete there, so he'll bring up 2nd and 10.
He's lucky that he was a bit forward, but if he was a few steps farther back than he was, it could have been ruled a fumble if he had dropped it.
So here's a snap to Benedetto, and he looks like he's going to take it himself. Brought down by Harrison Wood and Luke Gatherite after a gain of about 4 yards on the play.
Harrison Wood's already having a great game with a touchdown and at least 4 tackles at this point.
Yeah, just shows that he's both an offensive and defensive player. St. Chris JV team, they got a lot of numbers. They got a big squad. So they definitely have some depth at every position. So here's the snap to Benedetto on a 3rd and 6. And he's looking for a deep pass. Number 9, Lee Sharon. Excellent coverage by Devin Stevens to sort of corral him and not allow him to get the ball.
That'll make it 4th down on that play, and I think they'll definitely have to punt it here.
Yeah, they're too far back on their own side.
Still need 6 yards for the first down.
You don't want to just give the ball back to St. Chris with little room to work with. And Lee Sharon is going to drop back to punt the ball. Back for St. Chris is Jack McCoy. Nice punt from Sharon. Got out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Not a bad kick at all from a JV punter. And back to work. Come back on the field is the St. Chris offense. Hoping to add to that lead. They only scored 13 points the last time they played Norfolk Academy earlier this year. Only beating them by a touchdown, winning 13-6. So I'm sure they'd love to obviously get more points in the last matchup.
Maybe this play they'll be looking to switch it up some more. Maybe some passes, maybe some pitches.
Yeah.
Never know.
Right. So 11's going to line up behind center with Davis Mack and Jack McCoy in the backfield. He's going to give it to McCoy. Second run for him today. He's going to get about 7 there. So Coach Horner definitely does a good job of rotating the running backs in and out of the game.
They just have a lot of talented players that can play both wide receiver and running back.
All right.
So we like to rotate them.
And playing fullback. First time we've seen this formation here from the Saints offense. With a fullback of Davis Mack. So here's the snap. They're going to give it back to McCoy. And
looks like he gets pushed back for no gain on that play. I think that's the first time we've seen something like that where the Saints don't gain a few yards. Well, it shows that the Norfolk defense is learning some of the plays and they're being able to stop them.
So that's the end of the first quarter. St. Chris up 7-0 with the ball, hoping to get some more. We'll take a break with them and we'll see what they do on this 3rd and 1. So welcome.
We're back after the switch of playing sides here. And there's a pitch
To David Johnson. No gain on the play. They're able to hold him on a 3rd and 1, but there's a flag. So we'll see how this plays out. It was thrown in this from a secondary official, so it could be a pass interference or holding or some sort of pick play. And it's going to be a holding on the St. Chris offense. So that'll push him back 15. Excuse me, I'll push him back 10 yards. So Norfolk is going to accept it. So instead of a 4th and 1, it'll be a 3rd and 12.
You can see after that quick team huddle that they called a pitch. So it's likely that we'll see some variety here.
Yeah. Johnson just came off the field at running back. And Levin is going to line up behind the center. I don't think they... Here's the handoff to Jack McCoy. And he's going to fight for 2 yards. So not a lot of progress there. It'll be a 4th and 10, and out comes the St. Chris punt squad. So that was an excellent job by Norfolk Academy to hold him there after giving up that first possession touchdown. Hopefully that'll, I guess, motivate the offense and they can get something going there. You can't see it on your screen, but Norfolk does have 2 people back to receive the punt. I imagine one will sort of act as a blocker. Here's a punt from Tuning. It'll land at the 35 and take a St. Chris roll all the way down to the 27-yard line before being tapped down by Grayson Marriott. So here comes Norfolk Academy. See who they have in at quarterback. So they've had different people thus far on each drive. Does look like Benedetto's in there, number 1.
At this point, they're just trying to figure out who's the best matchup for the St. Chris defense.
Yeah. It also sort of provides a interesting defensive scenario for St. Chris because they don't really know who to prepare for. So Benedetto's going to drop back for the pass and look for the screen play to Caleb Doyle.
Looks like he gets about 10 yards on that play.
Who's finally tackled by number 3, Harrison Dillard. He does get 9 on the play, so it'll be a 2nd and 1. Or excuse me, 2nd and 1. Benedetto lined up behind the center. Excuse me, he's going to drop back. Shotgun formation. And he's going to pitch it out back to Doyle. And Doyle's going to get the first down and more. Tackled by Jack McCoy at the 39. So nice little first down there from Norfolk Academy. We've yet to see a lot of run. We have barely seen any run plays from Norfolk Academy. Here's one here, though.
St. Chris's defense was there to stop it.
Yeah, Ben Roberts on the run. Picks up about 4 yards on that play. So bring up a 2nd and 6. So here's a snap to Benedetto, and he's going to give it back to Roberts.
It's brought down by a host of St. Chris defenders right there.
Yes, sir. So he's only going to pick up 1 on the play, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 5. So here's an interesting scenario for the Norfolk Academy coach. If he's going to stick with a pass or just run the ball and make a 4th down a little more manageable. Here's the snap to Benedetto. And it's going to be he's going to roll out to the right.
Oh, massive hit.
Pass intended for Andrew Grubb, but forced out by number 28, Kirk George.
Looks like the receiver had it in his hands, but that big hit just jarred it out.
Yeah, that was an excellent play by Kirk George to pop the ball out.
St. Chris defense is still out there, so we might be seeing a 4th down attempt here from Norfolk.
Looks like they're going to.
Never mind, yeah, they're punting.
Looks like they're going to punt it. Jack McCoy is back to receive the punt. Another nice punt. That was an excellent grab by Jack McCoy. Makes a few defenders miss. Returns it for about 10 yards up to the St. Chris 30. There's another try for the St. Chris offense to add to their lead. First drive was super successful as they were able to they made it look pretty easy driving down the field, just running the ball. But Norfolk Academy was sort of adapted and made a nice hold about the St. Chris 45. So we'll see what adjustments our offense has made to counter that. 11's going to line up in the shotgun formation.
We
So
see David
interesting look
Johnson
for him.
back.
And first pass here for 11 as he finds Kirk George.
There's a
And
flag,
there's a flag on the play. It's going to be a horse collar on George by number 17, Race Foy. Yeah, so horse collar tackle there. It'll be a personal foul and a 15-yard penalty. So that was really just not what Norfolk Academy wanted.
Just an accident that'll cost him a few yards.
Yeah. So not a bad first pass here from 11. Rolling out to the left and finding Kurt George. He led him nicely with the throw. So we'll see if Coach Horner decides to give him the ball a couple more times here this drive. Though he doesn't get a lot of playing time, he has been credited for working really hard in practice. So they're going to give the ball back to David Johnson. Picks up 1 on that play. Brought down by number 48, Childers Win. So 2nd and 9 here for St. Chris. 6 minutes left in the half. Harrison Wood lined up in the backfield. They've just totally loaded the line for him. And it's going to pay off. And he's going to get the first down and many more. And he's just driving that pile. And he basically just took 6 Norfolk defenders on his back and pushed the pile an extra 10 yards. Rushed for about 19 there, bringing it to the Norfolk Academy 31.
I think it would be pretty smart if St. Chris just kept him in the game at this point. He's a running back, because every single time he runs the ball, there's a big play.
Yeah, he's a big body. So it looks like the exact same play, but instead they're going to flip it to David Johnson. Flag on the play, probably an illegal shift or illegal formation. And that it is. So that'll be coming back. It's because, yeah, David wasn't fully set before he ran outside to retrieve the ball from 11. So nothing wrong on the play there, just need to take your time, I guess. So, 1st and 15. And they appear to be running the same play. It's the same formation. They're going to give it to Wood.
Looks like he powers through.
Yeah.
About 5 defenders there for a decent gain.
Goes to the Norfolk 28, so he's going to get the penalty yards back, plus a couple more.
They just keep on running that. They'll be in the end zone in no time.
It's an interesting. The play formation is definitely an interesting look for Norfolk because 11 has, and here they're going to do it again. 11 has a couple different options to go to, and if he chooses to throw the ball, he can go to Davis. And there's going to be another flag on the play.
You can see some frustration.
False start on St. Chris offense. So the yards that Wood just got will be lost after that. It's like I was saying, that formation allows Levin to sort of pick who he's going to go to because there's a lot of moving components. Norfolk has really just got to, especially with that big wall up front, they really got to focus on who has the ball. They're going to give it the same look. And here comes Davis Mack.
Seen something different
Fake
here.
flip, and he's going to give it to Johnson. He's going to go back to the 30-yard line. So not a huge gain.
Then hands it off to Johnson.
It'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
Tackle by Butler.
So, though it's a 3rd and 9, Saints have gotten a lot of yards here. The penalties have really offset them. And they'll finally mix it up. Davis Mack lined up at the bottom of your screen. David Johnson at the top. Levin's going to drop back to pass. And it is intercepted by number 56, Nate DeLorenzo. And he's going to take it to the Norfolk Academy 40-yard line. So on the second pass from Austin Levin, it is picked off. And that is not what St. Chris wanted.
It's definitely not a good start.
Yeah, I just
in the
don't.
passing game.
Yeah. Coach John Waite's going to have a little chat with Levin. I just don't think he saw DeLorenzo, who sort of cut over. Levin was rolling to his left, and he did have an open receiver in Davis Mack as his corner, as the man guarding him was a little further back, but he just didn't take into account for the linebacker DeLorenzo, who was able to sort of roll over and find that ball. So new life for Norfolk Academy as they've got 3 minutes to try and do something here. And a deep pass to Lee Sheeran, intended for number 17, Race Foy. Flags are on the play. It'll probably be a defensive pass interference.
We've been seeing a lot of penalties here from St. Chris. They really need to tone it down. I'm sure their coach is going to tell them that too.
So unlike NFL where it is a spot foul, it will be a 15-yard penalty, assuming it's a pass interference. The referees are going to sort of huddle up here and determine if they're going to pick up this flag. And they're not. Oh, it's going to be a pass interference on the offense.
Oh, that'll be taking Norfolk back.
So it'll be a pass interference on offense and defense. So those are going to offset, and it'll just be a 1st and 10. So I guess sort of a break for both teams. 3 minutes and 30 seconds here left in the half. Lee Sharon lined up in the backfield, accompanied by Doyle. So Sharon's going to drop back to pass. He's going to roll out to the left side. And he's looking for a receiver. And he is able to find number 6, Timmy Butler.
Pass complete to number 6, Butler. Tackled by number 3, Harrison Daly.
So 2nd and 1 here. The clock is running. So with the little time that Norfolk has, they're definitely taking their time here.
Just need about a yard here to get a 1st down.
Yep. And he's going to pitch it to Doyle, who's going to lose, or actually he is going to be able to get back to the line. So nothing productive there, especially with the clock continuing to run. Surprised Norfolk's not calling a timeout here. Maybe they're just going to sort of let this roll out and regroup during half.
It's only 7-0, so they're not in too much trouble right now.
Not at
so
all.
Plenty of time to come back.
And I have no idea what just happened there.
There's another flag flown on that play.
Looks like it's going to be a false start. It's definitely going to be on Norfolk Academy. Another illegal shift, this one on Norfolk Academy. So that'll push him back and make it about a 3rd and 8.
Now it looks like they really need to go for a pass.
Yeah, certainly. I guess the only benefit from that is that it does stop the clock. A little bit of confusion here from the refs. Looks like it might be an out route here. And huge play by the St. Chris defense. As Lee Sharon is going to get sacked for about a loss of 20.
You saw the initial pressure from number 3, Harrison Dillard, and then he was brought down later
Yeah, that was an excellent play by Dillard.
by number 68, Luke Pendlebury.
St. Chris wasn't outnumbered at the line. I think there's just a miscommunication. They only sent about 4 rushers to the 5 blockers, but I suppose one was just unaccounted for. So St. Chris is going to call a timeout here to stop the clock and try and get the ball back and add some points to the board right before halftime. They will be receiving to start the second half kickoff. So they like to sort of get into a groove and maybe go up 3 scores. Sorry. What? Yeah. Now that we're on timeout here, take a minute to just recognize the SID staff members. Nico Hava behind the camera. Captain William McDermott working the scoreboard for y'all. William's definitely a key member of this SID team. Second year as captain, currently a senior. We'll be sad to see him go.
Committed to Syracuse.
For broadcasting, so he's got quite the future ahead of him.
Then Aubrey Bowles down there doing PA.
Might be able to hear his voice over the microphone. So if you see William walking out and about around Richmond, Virginia, feel free to say hi. So here's the snap. Oh, nearly blocked. Will be recovered by David Johnson. He's going to hand it off to Jack McCoy, and it's going to be a fumble. McCoy does fall on it. That really could have been tragic there for St. Chris. Norfolk Academy almost got the ball back at St. Chris 40. Thankfully, McCoy was right there to sort of fall on the ball.
Fumble by David Johnson. Picked up by Jack McCoy.
St. Chris has got a minute 18 to work with here. If they do plan on... Oh, there's a flag on the play. It'll be against St. Chris.
I'm not really sure what they were thinking on that play.
Nor do I. It'll be a penalty for a forward handoff on St. Chris. So it'll push him back. And if St. Chris does plan on doing something here, they can't stick to that running game with the limited time on the clock. So they're definitely going to have to give the ball back to Austin Levin to make some more passes and hopefully not turn the ball over.
And the SID legend himself just walked in the building.
Oliver Sabos rolled up.
We'll probably be looking at some passing plays on this drive here because they need a lot of yards to get the to get a touchdown.
They're just going to give it to David Johnson. He picks up 2. Clock is running.
I got you guys for 7 tomorrow then.
So it looks like Coach Horner doesn't plan on doing anything. He's just going to sort of let this clock roll down.
And I mean, at this point, they're in the lead. It's about to be halftime. They don't really have to try too
Certainly.
hard to make the score,
Certainly.
or to have a bigger difference in the score.
Right. So we'll give the ball back to Johnson for who picks up 3.
Johnson rushes for about 3. Flag on the Blacks.
Another flag on the play. It's gonna be against holding against St. Chris offense.
30 on the Saints.
I mean, no offense to the referees, but at this point, St. Chris clearly isn't trying to do anything. And Norfolk Academy just wants to go to half. No need to throw a flag.
And it gets to the point where sometimes you just have to let them play the game out.
Yeah. This will be 2nd and 20. Excuse me, 2nd and 19. So a lot of yards for St. Chris to get back here. And they'll probably just give it back to David Johnson and let this clock run out.
Exactly what they're gonna do.
So
Just like it's gonna be the last play of the half.
Johnson will pick up another 2. And yeah, that clock will just roll down. So that's gonna be the end of the first half. St. Chris is up 7-0.
The first half. Saints lead 7-0.
So they're gonna take a break and sort of regroup, figure out what they're gonna do, both teams, and hopefully we get an exciting second half. Welcome back to the second half. David Johnson gonna get the kickoff and return it to the Saints 35-yard line. So we'll see what adjustments each team has made for the second half.
At this point, all the Saints really need to do is, keep the momentum going, maintain the lead, and they'll win. I'm sure during halftime, Norfolk talked about, how they can get some points on the board.
We hope so. Flag on the play. David Johnson is gonna take it for 8 or 9 here. We'll see how that a flag affects the play. Does appear to be a holding on St. Chris offense, and it is. So I'll push him back. Make this a long first down.
In this second half, we'll be seeing if St. Chris will be playing any of the people that haven't been in the game yet. It'll be interesting to see, even though it's 7-0, normally they put them in if it's, like if they're leading by a lot. We'll see if they're going in.
Yeah, it was a wildcat.
What? It's first and 20 here.
Davis is in now.
So Davis Mack is in at quarterback. Pretty interesting. He's going to look to throw the ball, and he's going to roll out to the right, taking himself, try and make Doyle miss. But he will be brought down after a gain of 2. So second and 18, not a lot of progress there.
And I'm pretty sure this is Davis Mack's first time playing quarterback this whole season. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does compared to Austin Levens and then Jacob Carnley.
Second and 18 here. Davis Mack will remain in at quarterback. Levin is sidelined. So very interesting move here by Coach Warner. Mack looking to throw the ball, and he is going to find Kurt George for a huge gain. And George is going to take the ball all the way and that is a St. Chris first touchdown.
That was for about 70-something yards on that play.
71-yard pass and catch from Mack to George.
Big
and that
play.
Might seal the day for Austin Levin.
Yeah, they'll probably choose to keep Davis Mack in after that.
Yeah.
It's a bit crooked. It's a bit crooked.
What?
It's a bit crooked.
Yeah, but if you put it, if it's straight on, it's like not. The reason it's
Haha.
crooked is because the back is lifted up.
So Kurt George, the man who just scored the touchdown, is going to attempt the PAT. Good snap, good hold. Bad kick. Off the pylon.
Ooh.
Or, what is it called?
It looked like that was going to be far off, but it was just about a foot off as
Yeah.
it hit the upright.
The upright. So 13-0, looking kind of like the last game. Saints winning 13-7 last time they played Norfolk.
Now they just have to keep Norfolk scoreless.
Yep. So back to receive the ball is Doyle. The Doylester. Kicking is Colin Sheening. Here's the kick. Nice little kick, a little low. To the 30.
Ooh.
Whoa! Huge, huge tackle by
George
Kirk
again.
George. What a beast.
Kirk George has had 2 massive hits this game.
That was just quite the play. Poor little number 7 Tillman Dalton. Just sort of running around and gets absolutely thrown to the ground by Kirk George. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Norfolk Academy offense from their own 32-yard line. Not too bad of field position. A little miscommunication by the St. Chris defense. Grayson Merritt sort of dropping back to play some safety here. Passing the ball off to Doyle. And he is going to pick up no yards on that play.
Even though that play got them nowhere, it's nice to see some variety on that.
Yeah, for sure.
You see them pitching the ball.
The ball did come out at the end of that play. I was thinking it might have been a fumble, but referees are going to rule him down on contact. So here's a snap to number 1, James Benedetto. He's going to take the ball himself for a gain of 3.
Again, just no gain on the play. They're going to have a big play if they want to get a first down or get close to it to set up an easy 4th down attempt.
Yeah, for sure. They've got 3 men at the bottom of your screen. Here's a snap to Benedetto. He's going to call a bit of an audible here. Mix it up. And here's the pass. It's going to drop back.
Ooh.
And it is batted down by Harrison Wood, nearly picked off. So 4th and 6. And this is sort of a Norfolk sort of needs to start making some riskier play calls. Maybe go for it here, because they can't just keep giving the ball back to St. Chris. They got to start to do something. But they will punt it here. Sharon back for the punt. Oh, not a very good punt here. But not a bad roll, considering it landed about a foot from where he kicked it. It did roll a good 30-plus yards. That could have, I don't know. Lucky it didn't touch some St. Chris feet there.
They're starting out on the 37-yard line.
Yeah.
So decent field position.
Yeah, see if they can get a drive here. Get a nice little drive here. We'll see if Levin is going to go in at quarterback or if Davis Mack will remain. And it does appear to be Davis Mack staying at quarterback. He was the 7th grade football quarterback when we were wee little 7th graders. So he's definitely has some. He's used to the position, as you can tell there, with that nice little 13-yard run by Mack. And poor Austin Levin can only sit there and watch.
Never know. He could go back in later in the game.
Yeah.
It's up to the coach.
I imagine if St. Chris continues to add to the lead, they'll put Levin back in. But looks like for the time being, Mack will stay at the reins of quarterback. Giving the ball to David Johnson here. And he's going to, not a bad gain, get about 5 or 6 on that play. So they've officially entered Norfolk Academy territory. And we'll see how they choose to take this drive, if they're going to be slow or if they're going to be quick and run the ball. So David Johnson does get the first down, but the ball came out and it was recovered by Norfolk Academy. And as signaled by the ref, Norfolk Academy has recovered the ball. So that might be just what Norfolk Academy needs to get back into this game.
It's an unfortunate event for St. Christopher's after they were
Yeah,
having a very good drive.
extremely unfortunate. And I'm not sure if someone's helmet sort of helped jar the ball out, or because Johnson doesn't make frequent mistakes like that. So unsure what happened, but not exactly what St. Chris obviously wanted to happen. But we'll see what Norfolk Academy is able to do with this second life. Sheeran's going to go in at quarterback, subbing in for Benedetto, and he's going to find number 6, Timmy Butler. Push out of bounds just before the first down marker, bringing up about a 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 8. So considering Norfolk has yet to score any points, they're kind of staying with their usual formations, looks, and play calls. You think they sort of switch it up and find something a little more successful, but maybe this is just what works for them, and St. Kirst is holding them to it, I suppose. So Sheeran's going to give the pass to Doyle, the handoff to Doyle, and he's unable to get the first, only picks up about 1. So he'll bring up a 3rd and 1 here. And interesting, see what Norfolk decides to do here on this play. Sheeran is going to be in shotgun formation, so Doyle is going to take the handoff, and he's just going to take it himself. And we'll see how the refs spot him here, but it does appear that he's able to get the first down.
That was a great play call right there.
Yeah.
It's an easy little run that'll barely get them the first down.
Yeah, certainly caught St. Chris off guard as they haven't seen a play call where Doyle's taking the snap. But Norfolk Academy is slowly inching their way up to St. Christopher's territory. And there are 3 receivers, and only 2 of them are being accounted for and guarded. So we'll see. Flag on the play. He's going to pitch it to Doyle. And Doyle, not a bad play there, as they're going to get 9. We'll see how the flag affects it. Flag does come from the backfield, so I imagine it would be a holding on the Norfolk Academy offense.
It's a false start.
It'll be a false start. Not sure why they let the play develop if it was a false start. But Norfolk Academy coach not happy about this. We'll see if there's a penalty on the Norfolk Academy bench, as he's just going at it with the official right now.
Yeah, he's going to have to calm down pretty soon.
Pretty interesting to watch, though.
Yeah.
And he's still jarring at the officials.
I'm surprised the sideline ref didn't call anything on him there.
Yeah, me as well. They're sort of taking it. Maybe he's got a good case because they're being very patient with him. Obviously, they're not going to change their call, but if he's right about it, they'll be more lenient, I suppose. So here's a snap to Lee Sheeran. He's going to drop back the pass, and he has multiple Saints defenders coming at him. Jack Mitchell and Henry Alejandro, the only 8th grader on the team, Alejandro. Younger brother of UVA track star, LB Alejandro. So 2nd and 15 here. And I don't know, that play sort of just died the second it started, as a couple of Saints pass rushers were able to get to the quarterback, and he made a pretty rushed throw that went into the ground intended for Doyle.
Looking for a big play right here.
Yeah. And Sheeran is somehow able to escape that. Harrison Dillard had him wrapped up, and he was starting to pull him to the ground, but Sharon's able to get the ball out. Nice little play there. He was in the pocket, but Timmy Butler was near where the ball landed, so it's not going to be an intentional grounding. But it will be a 3rd and 15, so either way, it'll be a long way to go for their offense.
They really have to get something on this play if they want to start making a comeback.
Yeah. So here's Sheeran. Another pass, and it'll be a screen. Intended for Doyle. Breaking up at number 25, Jack McCoy. So nothing on those last couple of plays. So not a whole lot going for Norfolk Academy offense. It'll bring up a 4th and 15, and they're definitely going to have to punt it. And back for St. Chris to receive this punt is Kurt George. First time he's been back there. Sharon definitely has a surprisingly good punt for a JV football player. One of the better punters we've seen so far this season. And another nice punt. And Kirk George does drop the ball, and it's going to be a fumble. Recovered by Norfolk Academy. Huge play there for the Norfolk Academy special teams. Just simply went straight through the hands of Kirk George. Norfolk Academy is going to have excellent field position with the first down from St. Christopher's 14-yard line, and this is just what they need to get back into this game, score a touchdown, and get the momentum back on their side. Still plenty of time left in this game, only 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, so this is an excellent position for them. Closest they've ever been to the St. Christopher's end zone. And number 44 is going to motion over to the left, and they're going to give the ball to Doyle. And he's going to make a couple defenders miss. Finally being brought down. There's going to be
another flag on the play
coming from a secondary official.
It's just insane. They're calling a flag about every other play now.
Yeah, certainly making this game drag out. It's going to be against the St. Chris defense holding against us. Excuse me, face mask. Against the St. Chris defense. So that'll be some big-time yards. It'll set up 1st and goal for Norfolk Academy from our own 3-yard line. So here we go. If St. Chris is going to make a stop, here's the time. Norfolk Academy's got 4 plays. I doubt they're going to kick a field goal. They're probably just going to try and punch in for a touchdown. So they've got 4 plays to try and score here. And number 44 injured Grubb is going to motion over, and they're going to give the ball to Doyle, and he's going to go backwards, losing a couple yards there. It'll be 2nd and down from their 8-yard line. So not what they wanted there for their first play. Certainly a good situation for Saints defense here.
Looks like the opportunity has just gotten a bit harder for Norfolk.
Yeah.
We'll see if they will score any points here.
Yeah. There's sort of a weird, I guess, I don't know. There's a weird impulse to root for them to score, make it a little more interesting. Sheeran's going to roll out to the right. Oh, nearly intercepted there by Kirk George. Chance to redeem himself.
Looks like Kirk George is just having
after the muffed punt, but
not a very good game anymore.
Yeah. So what's he doing? We would like to welcome SID member Oliver Sabo to the booth. Sharon's going to roll out to the left and attempt to take it himself. Brought down by Jack McCoy after a gain of 1. So 4th down here for Norfolk.
Keenan rushes, tackled by Jack McCoy.
And they certainly want to try and get a touchdown here. They do not want to settle for a field goal. Ball placed at the 6-yard line. And this is, we'll see, Sharon's going to roll out to the right looking for a target. And it is picked off by Kirk George. And he does redeem himself. Big hit by Sharon and maybe a little aggression taken out there after the pick. That was an excellent job by the St. Chris defense, able to hold them
Intercepted by number 28,
as
George.
Norfolk had 4 downs to get 3 yards, and they're unable to do so. St. Chris will take over.
And he did redeem himself after that play, but got slaughtered on the hit. Looked like it was very painful.
Bro, you said you would. You said you would.
Yo, like we gotta go 7-Eleven.
I told you I'll tell you what we were going to tell you. St. Chris going fast. Davis Mack remaining in at quarterback. David Johnson in the backfield. They will give it to David Johnson. Only picks up 3. Not terrible, but not excellent. So 2nd and 7. St. Chris now certainly just going to sort of want to run down this play, run down the clock. They're not trying to do too much. Just minimize the time that Norfolk has to get back into this one.
You see QB run here from Davis Mack.
Yeah, nice run too, as he slithers in and out of defenders for a gain of about 15 to 20. It's pretty impressive. Davis Mack doesn't, certainly in practice, he doesn't take the snaps of quarterback, and he does appear to know this playbook from a quarterback's perspective quite well. Sorry. So not a bad performance here.
Especially with that big pass that led to the 71-yard touchdown
Yeah,
by
for
Kirk
sure.
George.
Davis Mack going to give the ball back to David Johnson. And he's just going to run right up the middle. Picks up about 12 for another St. Chris first down.
Johnson rushes for about 12.
So not a bad drive here to start.
41, Jacob Press.
That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. St. Chris leads 13-0.
Saints 13.
And they do have the ball and they're driving. So we'll see what Coach Horner decides to do during this timeout.
And we're back. Score right now is 13-0 Saints with about 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in the last quarter of the game.
Yeah.
Norfolk has to start performing very well on offense if they want to come back.
So far, the first 3 quarters have been pretty exciting, eh?
Yeah, very exciting.
Here's the pitch to David Johnson. And he is going to just sort of push the pile with the help from his O-line, and that pile is still moving. It's finally brought down after picking up the first down. Tackled at the 30-yard line. And a Norfolk Academy player is down. It's number 1, James
He's back
Benedetto. He was briefly down. So I'm curious to see if Levin's going to get any more playing time so far this game. He did get a nice whole half to prove himself, putting up a touchdown.
At this point, I think they'll keep Davis Mack in.
Yeah.
He's playing very well.
Yeah, I imagine so. Here's a handoff to Harrison Wood. It's just going to lower the shoulder and drive. Tackle at the 20. And that'll be enough for another St. Chris first down. So another nice run by St. Chris, picking up another first down. Set up first and goal here.
The running backs just aren't wanting to go down at this point.
Yeah.
Second about 4 defenders to take him down.
Yeah, oh wow. Exciting stuff. So Davis Mack hands it off to David Johnson. Unsure who he gave the ball to there, but he'll be brought down at the 1-yard line.
All they need to do at this point is push it in a little bit.
So,
Oh, and they did score.
What?
Makes it 19-0.
What? Oh,
Going for the 2-point conversion here.
so they scored a touchdown. So the 2-point conversion is successful.
Makes it 21-0.
So they get the points back on the missed field goal by Kurt George. And now this game is just slowly getting out of reach for Norfolk Academy.
Just a bit out of reach.
Only 7.5 minutes left. Down 3 scorers when you've yet to score all game. Not the place you exactly want to be in. But hey, it's JV football, so it's all about learning.
Hey, it is JV football. Seven minutes, 30 seconds left.
Series. Garland Juning with the kickoff. Another low kick. Caught by Benedetto, who's going to be tackled at the 40-yard line. So I would say if St. Chris is, Norfolk Academy is going to try and make a comeback, They got to do something on this drive, or else it's just going to be pretty pretty complicado. So Benedetto looks like he's going to be the quarterback. Doyle lined up behind him. Fans are getting into it.
Definitely.
Pretty impressive for a JV football game, I guess. So Benedetto's pass complete to number 9, Lee Sharon, but he is pushed out of bounds for a loss of 3 on the play. So far Norfolk's just moving backwards.
Looking at probably a pass play here.
Yeah. Here's snap to Benedetto, and he's going to fumble the handoff. Looks like Doyle thought it was a fake, and Benedetto thought it was on. Thankfully for Norfolk Academy, he's able to fall back on it, but he is going to lose 5 more. So bring up a 3rd and long here. So pretty tight situation for the Norfolk Academy offense. We've got some new people on the field for the St. Chris defense. Always nice to see some fresh faces on the field.
Looks like he was looking for an open defender there, but couldn't find anyone, so
And
he
a
had to throw it
flag
away.
is going to come out of the secondary again. This guy just... I mean, this is just... So we'll see. Be a face mask on the St. Chris defense. And an intentional grounding on the Norfolk Academy offense. So this penalty will offset, and they will replay first down. That's a pretty big deal, as if that intentional grounding didn't end up happening, they would get the automatic first down because of personal foul. So another chance here on 3rd down for Norfolk Academy. Benedetto drops back the pass, and he's looking to throw deep to number 9, Sharon, covered by Luke Gathright.
Oh, another big hit
And
there.
big hit by Luke Gathright. And Sharon sort of looked like Gathright was on him the whole way down, but I don't know if he just lost track of the ball or in the sun or didn't know. Not sure what happened there, but big play by Norfolk Academy offense on that 3rd and long.
They really needed that play to get some momentum going. With only
Yeah.
6 minutes left. They need 3 touchdowns. So.
Yeah. You can't just keep doing these little dumpy passes. They got to start taking shots. Here's another. Back to Sheeran. And he's going to score the first Norfolk Academy touchdown. Some miscommunication there by the Saints defense, as he was able to sort of weave into that zone coverage and slip by Luke Gathright and Devin Stevens.
They'll most likely be going for the 2-point conversion here.
Yeah.
Want any points?
So they actually are going to kick the field goal. And here's the kick from Doyle. And it is no good. Looked good from here. Must have been short.
Surprised that they did that.
Yeah, same.
Not good for the 2-point conversion.
Well,
Almost shows that they've given up a little bit.
so I imagine they'll attempt an onside kick here. I do believe they have all their timeouts left so far. So they're not totally out of this game. St. Chris definitely is anticipating the onside kick because they've sort of loaded the line here, moving some people up and only leaving Marriott and Johnson in the back. So this is the first onside kick we've seen this year from either team. So we'll see. Obviously not a super high success rate, but certainly better than nothing.
Yeah.
And it is going to be an onside kick. Don't think it's going to get to 10 as it's now rolling backwards. So it will fall 1 yard short. And it will be St. Chris ball. So not a bad idea there, but now the defense is really got to make a stop. Maybe force another turnover, punch another ball out. Do something. Austin Levin comes back in at quarterback. And Davis Mack off the field. It'll be timeout Norfolk Academy. Interesting way to use your first timeout when the clock's not running and you're behind, but
Yeah.
they'll take a timeout, so will we.
Yeah, we will. One, go. And we're back.
Welcome back.
That run got him first down there.
Yep.
Stop stopping the clock.
So at this point, while they're sort of taking a break, if you want to catch upcoming streams, if you're a parent and unable to make or attend a away game or you have late work, feel free to subscribe to our channel, STC TV, so you can catch all the action of St. Chris Athletics. We do cover every sport of every season, minus cross country
But we still report on the cross country meets.
and golf.
So if you're not watching the live stream, we will have an article on that game.
Yeah, so just
So
subscribe to
you'll
the
know how
channel,
it went.
support, tell friends and family, tell your neighbors,
Tell everyone.
tell everybody. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so please help us hit that goal. 600. You know, everything helps, even if you make extra accounts to
That does help.
subscribe. We will take every sub we can get. So second down and 9 here. Clock just hit 4:30. Here's Austin Levin. Gonna give the ball to David Johnson. He's gonna roll out to the right, and he's gonna pick up a ton of yards. And he just, oh my God, there's another flag. Jeez.
These refs just keep on throwing.
I think because it's the same referee, and he really likes to sort of throw the flag. I think he just likes to see how far it can go, to be honest with you.
It's just kind of a challenge at this point.
This is getting a little ridiculous. I don't know. So we'll see what the flag is on. And it'll be another face mask. So I think that's the third one of those today.
Saints just need a few yards for another touchdown. That would definitely put the game to an end.
Yeah, seal this sucker. So here we go. Be first and goal from the St. Christopher's 5-yard line. And they're going to give the ball to I think they just unsure who had the ball there, but it was a touchdown. So St. Chris extends their lead up to 21. Extra point pending, as Liam Nolan would say.
You'd also probably say that's a Sports Center top 10 play.
So here's Kirk George. And he's gonna put it through. So 28-6. Good stuff.
With only 4 minutes left in the game, so at this point the game's over.
Yeah, they could just end the game. Nice. I'm gonna go home. Is there a trash can in there? Here.
So for all the fans at home, be sure to check this Saturday's stream, Varsity Football at Loyola Blakefield, commentated by the very best William McDermott and Oliver Sabo.
And then the other two best will be working at the game, obviously.
They really are the all-star team. So here's a kick from Tuning to the 30. Received by number 22, John Foley.
Was brought down by number 8.
Bringing it up to the
Stevens.
35. Other upcoming streams include Varsity Soccer versus Collegiate, Tuesday, October 22nd at City Stadium. That'll be an exciting one. And then Varsity Football at Lee Davis next Friday, commentated by William McDermott and Liam Nolan. So Norfolk Academy going to start here from their own 35. Just under 4 minutes left of this game, so we'll see what they got planned for us. New quarterback in for Norfolk Academy. It'll be Cole Husson. Excuse me.
They're really playing everybody at this point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Cole played the last time St. Christopher's played them.
Yeah, yeah,
Pretty sure got some playing time that
yeah.
game too.
Just trying to spread the wealth, spread the positionary wealth. So Norfolk Academy has no intent to sort of get back into this one as they're taking their time and letting the clock run down and just making some handoffs. And it'll be a pitch that is fumbled, recovered by Chase Baylor. So not a way you won in the game for Norfolk Academy, but certainly a nice play by Saints defense, covered by Chase Baylor. First time we've said his name today. He usually gets a lot of playing time at receiver and is definitely a valuable player.
Definitely.
Valuable, yeah. So another timeout taken by Norfolk Academy. Team captain William McDermott about to take over here just to show you how good his commentating is.
Happy to be here, Camden. This game is dwindling down into the final seconds. There's about 2:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Saints up 28-6 over Norfolk Academy. Like Camden, I mean, like, what has happened in this game? Did the Saints get out to this big of a lead?
So far, the Saints' offense has been looking very great. Some great runs from the running backs, and we've seen a lot of different running backs in the game. I think we've seen 4 at this point. Also, there was a really good passing play from Davis Mack to Kirk George for a 71-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
Also, their defense have been very strong, holding Norfolk to only 6 points this game.
Yeah, Kirk George has been a big part of the Saints' offense and defense tonight. Had an interception, of course, received the touchdown, also kicking extra points for the Saints. Definitely got to look out for even on the varsity level in a couple years.
Yeah, for sure.
Clock still going down here. This will likely be the final possession of the game. Saints looks like they're going to stay undefeated this season, and Coach Horner looking to go 4 years in a row.
It's number 27 on the run there, Henry Westfall. He was put into the game very recently because I think at this point it's impossible for Norfolk to come back and win. So they're playing some of the sideline players, or the players that just normally don't get to play a whole lot. And also we see Austin Levins back in the game.
Here's a pitch to 27, Henry Westfall. He's going to take the ball to the 17. Nice little hit from Westfall. There is a Norfolk Academy player, slow to get up.
And I think he's the 5th running back that the Saints have played this game.
Yeah. Quite the, I imagine most of the players out there are new today. No need to play starters when you're up 22 points in the final minute. So this will probably be the last play of today's game. And 11 is just going to take a knee. So another good win by St. Christopher's JV football team, coached by Horner. You love to see them get another win. Keep that streak. Keep the streak successful. Be sure to catch the stream this Saturday, varsity football at Loyola. So long. Have a nice night. Hope you sleep well tonight. And have a good weekend.